Hey there, Marina Ormes here with your Astro vibe for Saturday, January 14th. We're 2 weeks into 2023 at this point, and the moon is in Libra. So we're focusing on the power of partnerships. Yesterday, I was sharing more about that Libra energy of balance and what it means to share with another person, and how we're really going with Libra. We're going from that energy of being self-focused and internally focused. What can I do? Who am I? And we're shifting from that into the we. What can we do? Who are we? How do we do this? And if you think about it, it's actually very, very profound to begin to shift your center of gravity, your identity, to not just being an I, but being a we. And that's obviously true with romantic relationships, with marriage and spouse relationships, but it's also true with any one-to-one relationship that you are working things through with. That could be a work relationship, a colleague, it could be a friendship relationship, anything really where it's about you and another person and what you do together. And in the context of those relationships, there may be love, there may be mutual respect and support and trust, or there may be a lot of conflict and tension, and they're equally, they're both a kind of relationship, right? So even if it's somebody that's you really just are having a difficult time with, you have trouble seeing eye to eye with, you have trouble getting your point across with, it's still a relationship. It's a kind of relationship, and it's a difficult one, but it's still an area where you are learning how to be a we. And it's that we-ness, that us-ness, that togetherness that is the experience of partnership. And so the power of partnership is that when it's working right, when it's working well, we have more power than we do as an individual. And we have that other perspective. We have those other person's skills and wisdom and experiences and knowledge that we can add to our own. And by the way, our own skills, wisdom, experience, and knowledge is half of the value of the relationship, right? So it's not about giving up yourself or compromising yourself to do what another wants you to do or thinks you should do, but it's about being an equal, a co-equal in power. And sometimes that's part of what we're working through in relationship, is how to be co-equal, how to represent ourselves with confidence and with self-knowledge. And sometimes it's, needing to allow the other person to have equal power to us. So whatever it is you're learning, it's something you can only learn in relationship to another person. And sometimes we have relationships from the past that we've moved on from, that, maybe we got what we needed to get from those, and then we moved on to something hopefully better, something that where we can be more of who we truly are. So the power of relationships, and the moon in Libra is all about how we do that, how we do the work of relationships, how we show up for ourselves, how we take care of ourselves so that we can show up fully, how we trust ourselves so that we can trust, so that we know what trust is, right? And when we can trust ourselves, then we're much more able to trust our judgment of, who we allow to be in partnerships with, who we allow ourselves to be in partnerships with. So self-trust is key. It's something we might continue to work on even while we're in relationship, but it's still important to come back to, how do I know? How do I know whether this is healthy for me? Where do I go inside of myself to ask those questions. And so it's always going to be your own self-awareness and your self knowledge and development of that self-trust that is going to be the foundation of where you are then strong and solid and whole enough to be in and co-creating a healthy relationship with another person. So coming back to those difficult relationships, what is it teaching you? What is it asking you to do? How can you respond? How can you change your attitudes, behaviors, self-care, and ways of showing up? What is it asking of you? Is it asking you to have a boundary? Is it asking you to get more clear about what you need to say? Is it asking you to make a choice to step away, to find somebody different to interact with? And do you have that choice, right? Sometimes, if it's at work, we don't have a choice. But so one of the things I used to do when I was in difficult situations at work is just beam love at people, even people you don't like. And so I would always first beam love for myself. So I would feel myself, feel a core of light going through my body, feel strong in my own core of light. And then from that place, I could just beam love at the other person, no matter what they were saying or doing, no matter what I was saying or doing, right? Because sometimes I liked how I responded. Sometimes I didn't like how I responded. Sometimes I would feel small. Sometimes I would feel proud of myself. But the point is that I could anchor myself in that core of light, beam light at the other person, and go, you know what, none of us, right, has cornered the market on the best way to do this. And so let's have support. Let's bring in support for us to learn how to do this more effectively and with more love, because that's what everybody wants. Everybody wants to feel safe, respected, and to experience that flow of love, which, I'm not talking about romantic love. I'm just talking about the love of the universe that allows us all to feel good and safe and happy. So bringing in a loving vibe, beaming light at the other person, saying, I don't know how we're going to do this, but I believe that there is a possibility. And when we believe, we invite in possibility. We invite in the possibility of shift, of change, of seeing things in a different way, of maybe we can have more empathy for the other person and what they might be going through. And that gives us more patience and willingness to wait without reacting immediately, etc. So there's all kinds of ways it can show up, all kinds of ways it might unfold, but doing that work of relationship, and of course, in your romantic relationships, in your intimate relationships, that's true as well, right? There's going to be conflict because we're human and we have different perspectives and different ways of doing things, different places where we're wounded. So when we show up in those intimate relationships, is the same idea. We can love ourselves. We can beam love at the other person. We can be patient, to open to seeing how a solution might be present that we couldn't see before. So there you go. Some tips on how to make your partnerships more powerful, how to take care of yourself in the context of your partnerships, and how to work with them and get the most out of them, because partnerships are ultimately absolutely amazing. So thank you for being here. And tomorrow I'm going to be diving a little deeper into working with intentions and how to come up with your intentions, how to support yourself in your intentions, and what to do when the world seems like it's against you manifesting your intentions. So I'll be talking about all of that tomorrow and how to get the most out of the moon cycles, the opportunities that we have here to continue the work of manifestation, of healing, growth, self-discovery, and I'll be sharing a little bit too about my book, Astrology Heals, and how that can give you a guidebook and support as you go through this process. So come back tomorrow, or check me out at astrologyheals.com, where you can learn more about my book and what I do and how to work with me. And thank you for being here. I will see you tomorrow. Thank you for subscribing to this channel and for showing up and watching and telling your friends and liking the videos. All right. Thanks for being here. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.